Following breaking developments in the murder-suicide involving Virginia's former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax and his wife, Dr. Cerina Fairfax.
Police tell us it happened overnight at the couple's home in Annandale while their two teen children were inside. Court documents indicate the couple were going through a complicated divorce. They reveal complaints Justin Fairfax was drinking heavily and struggling with money. The couple was just in court last month working out a custody agreement for their two children. Despite allegations of spousal abuse, a joint custody agreement was on the table.
Now, as we've been telling you, Justin Fairfax was at one time a rising political star in Virginia and was so close to becoming the Commonwealth's second black governor. But his fall was as swift as his rise.
Justin Fairfax's story isn't so different. He didn't grow up with much, but with scholarships, with help from a hardworking mom. Justin went to college, went to law school, gave over his life to public service just to make sure that any striving young kid could have the same chance as he did. That we're making enough door knocks to get Justin Fairfax elected. If you do, I guarantee it, not only will Ralph Northam be your next governor and Justin Fairfax be your next lieutenant governor, but you are going to send a message all across this great country and all around the world of just what it is that America stands for. I love you, Virginia. God bless you.
Cerina Fairfax installed cameras throughout her home during divorce proceedings. She needed proof her husband was lying when he claimed she had assaulted him. The cameras proved she was right. Police reviewed the footage in January 2026 and confirmed no assault had occurred. On April 16, 2026, just after midnight, those same cameras recorded Cerina's murder. Her teenage son called 911. His dad might have stabbed his mom, the dispatcher said. She's laying on the ground, bleeding. You can see holes in her shirt. Officers found shell casings. It wasn't a stabbing. Cerina had been shot multiple times. They found Justin Fairfax upstairs with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Justin Fairfax was Virginia's former lieutenant governor. He had been a rising star in Democratic politics, the second black person elected statewide in Virginia. In 2019, his career was destroyed by sexual assault allegations. He spent the next 7 years obsessed with clearing his name. 14 days before a court-ordered deadline to move out of the house, he made sure he'd never have to leave. Welcome to Beyond Guilty. On this channel, we go beyond the guilty verdict of the judicial system and lay bare human nature. On the channel today, we will be telling the story on the death of power couple, Justin and Cerina Fairfax. Cerina Wanzer Fairfax was 49 years old and ran a family dentistry practice in Northern Virginia. She graduated from Duke University in 1999 and earned her Doctor of Dental Surgery degree magna cum laude from Virginia Commonwealth University in 2005. She was an active member of the American Dental Association and had won VCU's Outstanding Graduate of the Last Decade award in 2015. Her patients described her as compassionate and devoted. Her friends said she was a private person who preferred keeping the spotlight on others. She and Justin had two teenage children, Cameron and Karis. Justin Fairfax was 47 years old and had been Virginia's lieutenant governor from 2018 to 2022. He graduated from Duke University, where he met Cerina, and later earned a law degree from Columbia. He was the second black person elected statewide in Virginia. Before his political career, he worked as a federal prosecutor. Friends described him as a polished, jovial politician with a promising future. In 2019, 2 women accused him of sexual assault. He denied the allegations and was never charged, but his political career never recovered. These cases take days to research and investigate. Your support keeps this channel bringing you the full stories behind the headlines. Like this video and subscribe to help us continue. Justin and Cerina Fairfax married on June 17, 2006. They seemed to embody success. Good educations, successful careers, 2 children. Friends called them the Huxtables, comparing them to the doctor-lawyer couple on The Cosby Show. Justin was elected lieutenant governor in 2017. On Inauguration Day 2018, he was beaming, shaking every hand, his laugh always a little too loud. Cerina came across very differently. She was not in her comfort zone. She did her best to play the part of a politician's wife, but sometimes took refuge upstairs during political meetings or fundraisers at their Annandale home. In early 2019, Justin seemed poised to become Virginia's second black governor. Governor Ralph Northam was engulfed in scandal when a conservative blog revealed that a racist photo had appeared on his medical school yearbook page. Democrats called for Northam to step down, and Justin began preparations to take over as governor. Then 2 women came forward to accuse Justin of sexual assault. Vanessa Tyson said Justin, at the time a Columbia Law School student serving as an aide to Democratic vice presidential nominee John Edwards, forced her to perform oral sex in his hotel room during the 2004 Democratic National Convention in Boston. 2 days after Tyson's statement, Meredith Watson issued her own. She accused Justin of raping her in 2000, when they were both students at Duke University. Justin adamantly denied both allegations. He called them part of a vicious and coordinated smear campaign. He refused calls to resign from office. Northam denied being in the photo, kept his job, and finished a successful term as governor. But Justin was suddenly a pariah to his party. It was a breathtakingly rapid fall from grace. Justin became obsessed with clearing his name. He called for an FBI investigation, believing he would be exonerated. He emailed journalists constantly, sometimes enclosing screenshots of old stories or social media posts to highlight what he claimed was inaccurate. He pestered old acquaintances to speak out on his behalf. He sued CBS News for defamation. The case was dismissed. Caring for their family, meanwhile, fell entirely to Cerina. Stories like this reach more people when you share them. Help us honor these victims by sharing this video with someone who follows true crime. Justin's term ended in 2022. He ran for the Democratic gubernatorial nomination in 2021 but came in 4th place with just 17,471 votes. He was shunned by Virginia Democrats. He landed job interviews at big law firms but got no offers. So he hung his own shingle. In 2023, working with another lawyer, Justin helped the family of a black man killed by Virginia Beach police reach a $3 million wrongful death settlement with the city. Justin came away with approximately $300,000 for himself. But by 2024, his legal work and income had dried up. His obsessions had resurged, and his marriage was failing. Cerina filed for divorce in the summer of 2025. The couple separated but continued living in the same house with their 2 children. Justin stayed in the house despite increasing pleas from several friends to leave for his own mental health. He told one friend he feared that moving out would signal to the court that he was abandoning his family. Court records later showed that Cerina took on full domestic duties, cooking, grocery shopping, caring for the children. As Justin became more and more withdrawn, Justin spent long hours holed up in his home office, present but almost completely detached from the people closest to him. Wine bottles and dirty laundry piled up on the floor. He emerged only occasionally to step outside for a smoke. When the couple interacted, it was to argue. Cerina eventually adopted an attitude of gray rocking, a way of staying calm and not responding to Justin's provocations. He took it as being marginalized. By early 2026, Cerina had locked Justin out of the family Wi-Fi and refrigerator. She kept groceries in a small fridge in her bedroom. She told the court she had grown tired of his constant taking without any semblance of reciprocity. Justin relied on Panera Bread's free Wi-Fi to file court pleadings and on donations from friends, family, and his parish priest to pay court fees and put gas in his car. Court records showed Justin owed $29,793.89 to 2 credit card companies. Both debts were in default. The IRS had previously filed a lien against the couple for more than $91,000 in unpaid taxes, which was resolved in 2021. In January 2026, police were called to the Fairfax home. Justin accused Cerina of assaulting him. By that point, Cerina had installed cameras throughout the house. She needed proof of what was actually happening inside their home. Police reviewed the camera footage. They determined that Cerina had not assaulted Justin. No arrest was made. A report was written, but no charges were filed. The cameras stayed on. On March 30, 2026, Fairfax County Circuit Court Judge Timothy McAvoy issued his ruling on the divorce case. The judge described Justin's isolation, drinking, and lack of participation in family life as manifestations of what seems to be a sense of fatalism and hopelessness. McAvoy detailed a 2022 incident in which Justin had purchased a handgun with money intended for his children's horseback riding lessons. Justin had experienced what the judge called a kind of adverse psychological event. He left his home with a weapon and was found by relatives in a nearby public park after frantic searching. Justin's brother called a mental health professional after being unable to calm him down over the course of several hours. The judge noted there was no evidence that Justin had sought professional help but did not order psychological therapy. The judge described Cerina as the primary caregiver for both children for almost the entirety of their lives. Among other things, she is the planner, the scheduler, the caretaker, the cook, the disciplinarian, and the primary nurturer. It also appears she is the primary earner right now. The judge ordered Justin to move out of the family home by April 30, 2026. Justin's next court appearance was scheduled for April 21, 2026. On Wednesday, April 15, 2026, the day before he killed his wife, Justin's mother wired him $3,030 for court fees. At 8:10 a.m., Justin emailed her back. "Thank you very much, Mama. Love you." Just after midnight on Thursday, April 16, 2026, 14 days before the court-ordered deadline to move out, Justin Fairfax shot Cerina multiple times. Their teenage son Cameron and daughter Karis were both home. At 12:12 a.m., Cameron called 911. A dispatcher relayed what Cameron said. "His dad might have stabbed his mom. She's laying on the ground, bleeding. You can see holes in her shirt." Officers arrived at the home in Annandale, Virginia. They found shell casings. It wasn't a stabbing. Cerina had been shot. About 10 minutes after the initial call, officers found Justin Fairfax in an upstairs bedroom with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Both Justin and Cerina were pronounced dead. The cameras Cerina had installed, the ones that proved Justin had lied about being assaulted in January, recorded the entire incident. Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis held a press conference later that day. He described the situation as an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seems to be a complicated or messy divorce. Davis said Justin had recently been served paperwork indicating when he was next to appear in court. "That may have been a spark that led to this tragedy," Davis said. Davis confirmed that police had reviewed footage from the cameras inside the home and corroborated details of what happened. "The main concern," Davis said, "was the well-being of the two children. They are interacting with us, and certainly the son was the one who called 911 during a very chaotic situation." Friends and former colleagues expressed shock. They had feared Justin was nearing a breaking point. But they never envisioned that this man who wanted desperately for the public to believe he had not assaulted two women would commit an act of such violence against the woman who had stood by him during and after the scandal. Nancy Erica Smith, the attorney for Meredith Watson, one of the women who accused Justin of sexual assault, said there were decades of signs of Justin's anger and mistreatment of women. "Society must be more responsive when women report these crimes," Smith said. "Those who knew Cerina don't want her life to be defined by the way it ended." John Reed, who grew up with Cerina in Prince William County, recalled her as a light who told him, "All we can really do is to be there for others." Rebecca Geller, who had seen Cerina a few weeks before her death, said Cerina had shut down her office during her children's spring break so she could be present for them. "They were everything to her," Geller said. "Those kids are her legacy." On April 16, 2026, Cerina Fairfax was shot multiple times by her estranged husband Justin in their home in Annandale, Virginia. Their two teenage children were upstairs. Their son called 911. The cameras Cerina installed to protect herself from Justin's lies recorded her murder. Justin Fairfax had been Virginia's lieutenant governor. He spent 7 years obsessed with clearing his name from sexual assault allegations. 14 days before a court-ordered deadline to move out, he made sure he'd never have to leave. This is Beyond Guilty. Please subscribe to the channel.